On TV, on radio, and on your smartphone. This is TalkTV.
Tonight, a moment of reckoning for the BBC. I'll tell you why the institution's refusal to call Hamas terrorist has crossed a line. I'll be speaking to the relative of an Israeli filmmaker who was kidnapped and killed by Hamas. Plus...
So I think the fear that there may be reprisals, that there will be demonstrations, that there will be violence is very real. Many people are extremely anxious, and I think some people are probably curtailing their activities.
I visit Golders Green, where I speak to Rabbi Harvey Bolofsky about how the Jewish community has reacted to the week's events. And former loose woman Andrea McLean will be with me in the studio to talk about keeping children safe online. That's all in the next hour. Welcome to Friday Night with Nadine. The BBC was once the broadcaster people turned to in times of trouble and crisis. Affectionately known as Auntie by older generations, it was a global beacon of high-quality journalism and accuracy. And importantly, the language used by the BBC journalists sets the standard and tone for others to follow. But sadly, the numbers of those who pay the licence fee has fallen off a cliff over the past 2 years, as people lose faith in an organisation they once trusted. And for those who wavered, or those who maybe gave the BBC the benefit of the doubt this week, they will well and truly have opened their eyes. They will now see the BBC has been infiltrated by the political hard left. We must be grateful to those BBC journalists risking their lives reporting on this war, entering an unstable war zone, putting themselves in harm's way to bring us the latest news in what is nothing short of brave and brilliant. But the BBC's refusal to describe the murdering, child-slaying organisation Hamas as terrorists, instead choosing to use the terminology militants, has crossed a Rubicon of trust with the British people. Let's see a cutting from an explanation which the BBC journalist John Simpson gave for this.
Terrorism is a loaded word which people use about an outfit they disapprove of morally. It's simply not the BBC's job to tell people who to support and who to condemn, who are the good guys and who are the bad guys. We regularly point out that the British and other governments have condemned Hamas as a terrorist organisation, but that's their business. Our business is to present our audience with the facts and let them make their own minds up what they think.
I, as the most recent former Culture Secretary, who is no longer a minister, along with 6 of my former colleagues, have signed a letter to Tim Davie, the Director General of the BBC, reminding him that Hamas has been listed as a proscribed terrorist organisation since 2021. If they continue as they are doing, the consequences of the BBC's actions will be profound. People will no longer have faith in the broadcaster's ability to be accurate and impartial. More and more will refuse to pay the licence fee, diminishing the organisation even further. And the damage will be long-lasting, not only to the broadcaster's reputation, but to the very institution which was once considered to represent all that was great about Britain. Let's bring in our panel, former Labour advisor Matthew Laza and Telegraph columnist Madeleine Grant. Madeleine, I'll come to you first. What do you think about the BBC's refusal to call Hamas terrorists?
I think it's a completely unfathomable